Ciao mamma, I'm wearing the shirt, don't complain, yeah? The shirt that you bought me, yeah? Look, all the flour, I got the flour here, yeah? Ciao ragazzi, I'm Roberta, Pasta Evangelist, and today I got a very special friend and colleague, Salem.
Ciao Roberta.
Ciao my love, how are you?
Good.
Today we are making something special, focaccia. Are you ready?
It's one of my favorite breads.
Yes,
Ever.
let's go for it. Now, before we start the focaccia, Salem, we need to check the ingredients. So,
What we got?
oh, we got looks like a lot of ingredient, but it's really just a few things that we really need to make the perfect focaccia. We start with sea salt. This one is going on top of the pizza, actually.
Lovely.
On top of the focaccia.
The pizza.
And then we got some salt, which is going to be mixed with the dough.
Nice.
Then this is, guys, is so funny because I never say, I don't know how to say this in English.
Right, have a go.
Yeast.
Nearly.
Then you can say.
Yeast.
You saw, guys? You got a perfect accent. And then we got a little bit of sugar. This is important because it's going to activate the yeast.
Yeah, oh, that was good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was good.
And then we got the dry oregano. You can use fresh as well. It's absolutely fine. We're gonna then infuse with the tomato, so it's gonna be the classic focaccia with the cherry tomatoes. Of course, the best friend of any focaccia is extra virgin olive oil. We got the flour, but let's don't forget to mix everything together. We need some water. I have prepared warm water, not too hot, not too cold. So it really needs to be, room temperature is perfect. What I do with the water is something very important. I don't use the hot water from the tub, but I just put a little pan on, and then I'm waiting until the water gets to temperature. We are ready.
Let's get going.
Yes, let's start it. Actually gonna give you something to do today. So I want you to cut all the tomato. We're gonna use it later, but in the meantime that we chat together, you can go for it.
Nice. I can't promise they're going to be, up to your standards. Hopefully, I'll try my best.
Let me show you, Danny. You just need to cut it in half. It's not so difficult.
I'll see if I can. It's a bit difficult for me.
No, it's gonna be fine. And Salem, before we start, tell us what's your position at Pasta Evangelist?
So I'm the graphic designer at Pasta Evangelists. I've actually wanted to be a graphic designer since I was about 15. I downloaded Photoshop and taught myself using YouTube tutorials.
Let's get into the focaccia. These are just perfect. Before we start to mix all the ingredients together, literally with the focaccia, I do by hand. It is something that it's very familiar in this it's very something that we do in Puglia every single day. My mom, she actually bakes focaccia every day as a bread, and we use our hand. We don't like to use this electric mix.
Not even when you're feeling lazy, like just get the machine and...
You know why?
Why?
Because I'm more lazy cleaning the machine.
Right.
It
gets everywhere, doesn't it?
Yes, washing my hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So, something very important as well, guys. For the focaccia, I have mixed, you have to...
What,
I thought with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tomatoes you can make it a focaccia. So you need to go for more.
Okay.
Let's say half of the plate you can carry.
I'll try and multitask. That's one thing that I'm not that great at.
So and back to the flour, guys. The only things that we have, so I didn't told you at the beginning with the ingredients, we have used 2 types of flour.
2?
So when I do the focaccia, I always use type 1 and type 1 and type 2, which is also called type 0 and type 00. Right. You know, the classic 00 that you do the pasta. And then in many supermarkets, you will find also the type 0. Or sometimes, you get just pizza and focaccia on top of the packet of flour, just to let you know that is the flour that we are going to mix it. I break it in half. 250, 250. So, and now I'm simply ready to go for it.
And I'm guessing that you wouldn't be able to do this if you were just using one type of flour. You've got to use both, or?
You can.
Okay.
Yes, you can do with the type 00 as well. The only things that I don't like when I use 00 only, that the focaccia is not really soft.
Right.
I like when the focaccia is really crunchy at the top and at the bottom, and the inside is really nice and soft, and this type of flour that will give you that. So we are ready, yeah?
Right, so what's next? What are we doing?
The way you cut the tomato.
You think so?
Oh, you're so amazing. Now, what we do, Salim, we need to add first the dry ingredient. So let's start with, go for it.
Yeast.
Then we are going to add, well, it's important to know that you add most of the dry ingredient, but you keep, at the moment, you keep the salt aside. We're gonna add as a last ingredient. If you add the salt with the yeast, it's gonna probably don't activate it, and you will never get a nice and fluffy focaccia. So we have added the yeast.
Is there a reason that we've got the granule salt and we've also got the flake salt that goes on the top? Is there a reason that you can't put the flakes? Like, let's just say you didn't have any. You only had that kind of salt. Would you be able to put that inside?
Absolutely.
You can put it inside.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have just, because I have both salt today, I would prefer to put these on top of the focaccia.
Yeah. Like, I always notice that there's flakes of salt on the top. Is there a reason? Is that just traditional?
And no, it's just because we want to give it really that kick of salt on top of the focaccia. So I'm sure this is sugar. Yes, I can see. So we add the sugar. The sugar will help to activate the yeast. And then we are going to just mix quickly with a fork. So we left, guys, the salt. This is for the top of the focaccia, and this to add in a second. Now, my dear, you can start, you can use a fork to mix all together. You know how much I love to do by hand.
Yeah, yes. But you got to use a fork this time, right?
And tell me, Salima, I know you have been, you just recently visited Italy.
Yeah, so I actually went to Italy. I was quite lucky. Right before the pandemic started. Yeah, no, it was a lovely trip. It was quite cold, not gonna lie.
It was a cold,
but it was so beautiful.
You went during winter time, yeah?
Yeah, I went in the winter, so that's on me. But it was just so beautiful. I could just remember, like, one of the things that I always think about is how I could see the Alps, like massive, you know, beautiful view
really
of the Alps.
Beautiful,
just straight out of the Airbnb window.
And apart the Alps, there everyone love the scene.
Yeah.
What about the food?
The food. I tried this really cool dish with white truffle in it, but I can't remember the name.
This cool dish with the white truffle. Just to say, it's the typical dish.
Yeah.
It's tagliolini with the white truffle.
Yeah, that was it actually.
Oh, this is amazing. I absolutely love it. Before we carry on, guys, now is the time to add the salt. So I have worked with my hand. Yeah, you need to have a pretty strong arms. And now we can add, yes, you go straight with the salt, go for it. We have measured already, and we basically carry on. So guys, as you can see, I have added as a last ingredient, and we continue to mix. So the tagliolini with the white truffle. Ragazzi.
Yeah.
And I can imagine also the wine that you tasted there.
Yeah.
We have a lot
I think I probably found my favorite bottle of red wine there.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember the name because the wine was really good.
I believe the wine was really good, yeah. So also, let me add just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just to give a little bit more moist, and then we are basically ready. We can leave it to rest for a couple of hours, just the time to, you know, get a really nice and fluffy focaccia.
When do we add the herbs? Is that at the end or?
The herbs we add it at the end. It's not it's on top of the focaccia. Salim, we made it.
Nice.
Fantastic. So now we simply have to leave it to rest and rise for About 2-3 hours.
2-3 hours.
If you want to do a very quick focaccia.
Yeah.
If you have the time, guys, leave it as long as you can.
How long would you leave it at home with your mum?
Well, even 48 hours.
48?
Yes, yeah.
And it gets better with
Yes,
age.
it gets
Okay.
better and better. The only things to do when you leave it for so long, I'm not telling you to really wait for 2 days, for 3 days until it rises. Put it back here in the fridge when it's so many hours. So you can simply leave a cloth on top of the focaccia, or you can then wrap with cling film. Of course, Salim, I got one already.
Of course. Here's one she made earlier.
That's the one. You can literally see now. We're gonna open. I have used.
Oh wow!
Can you see, guys?
That looks great.
So it is.
Looks a bit like porridge.
Yeah. It's so this one it's made with just a little bit of more water, guys. If you want a more soft focaccia, feel free to add a bit more water. If you want to be more firm, then as I did before, you leave it just a couple of glasses of water. We are ready. We just need. These are beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
You've done such a great job.
Some of my best work.
Bravissimo. And what we do, guys, of course, we are going to use, Salim, that's a really nice focaccia tray. Like, I would say...
Look at that. Look at that focaccia tray.
It's really... it's enough for... this is a good tray for half-kilo pizza. Focaccia. It's a really... that's a really great tray for about half a kilo of focaccia. It depends really how tall you want your focaccia to be. So if you want a thinner focaccia, just use less dough. Now that the dough is ready, we can already, I'm gonna let you decorate the focaccia.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on, you've done this, beautiful. So olive oil, actually extra virgin olive oil at the bottom of the tray. It is very important,
Yeah,
Salim.
it
Otherwise,
can't be any other kind.
no, you can use also...
No, but you shouldn't.
Well, extra virgin olive oil, you know, I come from Puglia. I mean, what other olive oil you can use it? Just that one. You can also use just olive oil in case you want something lighter. You don't want to really get so much flavor, but I absolutely love it. Now, guys, let me show you, because I'm simply going to throw all the focaccia into the tray. Can you see?
I can't, but...
I can. Don't worry, darling, I can. Oh, look at this.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. So this one has been left for, oh, can you see the
Look at that
bubble?
bubble.
You
Yeah,
see,
that
darling? I told you. So this one has been left for 4 hours. And so it's a really nice time. Also, Salim, let me show you, my dear. Now, if you try to stretch the focaccia, look, it's stuck on your hand. Secret. Olive oil.
Classic.
Well, you know, and doesn't stick anymore, yeah? So now what we want to do, we want, of course, spread on all the tray. Let's put a bit more because, you know, olive oil is never enough, guys.
So how old were you when you started getting involved with the focaccia making?
Well, the focaccia probably a little bit older than the pasta, I have to be honest, because it's something a bit more... not difficult, but yeah, you need a few more steps.
Yeah.
The pasta was much easier and straightforward to learn. With the focaccia, I was waiting, but I was pretty young. As I told you, it's something that in Puglia we just love it to do every single day. Every day, yeah. Why not? I mean, instead of bread, you can simply eat focaccia, yeah?
So much nicer.
Fantastic. So, Salim, my love, I have spread all the focaccia into the trays. Now, it's your turn.
Nice, so I'm gonna...
Yes.
Sort of...
Let me show you what it's very easy.
Nice.
Yeah, you can do 2 ways. You can also break a little bit and then just push the tomato.
Right, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, so you don't just put them on.
Yes, just break a little bit so you get a little bit flattened and then you spread all around. It's not difficult, this job. So...
Not for you, expert.
And then you put it all the entire focaccia. It's really up to you.
I feel like I'm spraying the tomatoes too much.
No, that's absolutely fine. You can really decide how much tomatoes you want to use.
Let's cover it.
You want to cover
Let's
completely,
cover it.
of course, of course.
And how long does this go in for?
So now we are going to, first of all, finish off with all the tomatoes, some salt and oregano.
Nice.
And then we are leave it for about, I will leave it for another 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just
to even more.
Exactly. Oh. And then we are ready to basically cook the focaccia, yeah? Now that we have decorated Salem with
some lovely tomatoes, olive oil, oregano and salt.
fantastico, we are ready to bake the focaccia, 200 degrees for about 20 to 25. It all depends really how crunchy you want the focaccia.
Let's make it crunchy.
Very crunchy, yeah. So we leave it for about over 30 minutes. Or guys, if you wanna not so thin focaccia, what I normally do, I cover with just with a cloth and I leave it to rest for 45 minutes. So you're gonna get a really nice and fluffy focaccia. Fantastico. See you in a bit.
Nice.
Salem, the
Look at that.
focaccia is ready. Look at that.
It looks amazing.
Really, really nice. It's
Nice and
all
crispy.
well cooked, yeah. Nice and crispy at the bottom and all on top. Should we cut it?
Yes, please. You do the honors.
I just need to hold this just in case I get my hands too burned. And
Look at that.
yes, it is.
That's crazy.
It is, my dear. A small bite. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna be generous today.
So you're telling me you got to eat this every single day?
Well, why not? Why not? You can put some charcuterie on top, you know, some salame, or you're really gonna enjoy in many different ways. I just wanna make sure that I cut it properly through. I don't want to scratch too much the tray. So look at this, Sally.
Oh my God.
It's amazing. You can see it's a really nice Dani. It's a, I will say a thinner focaccia. I normally do even more fluffy, but as we say before, it's really up to you what tray you want it to use it.
Let's have a little bite.
I love this bit.
Salute.
Salute with the pizza as well, with the focaccia. It's hot, eh? It's hot. Don't do like me.
Okay.
I always try the food when it's hot because I cannot wait.
I'm the same.
Eh?
I'm the same.
Too greedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The crunch. And let me do a quick fire question for you.
Quick fry, okay.
Yeah. Now, I do with all my guests.
Okay.
Pistachio, gelato, or tiramisu?
Pistachio gelato.
What's wrong with the tiramisu?
Oh no, nothing wrong with it, but if I had to choose one, it'd be the pistachio.
Florence or Venice?
Venice.
Nice. Aperol Spritz or Prosecco?
You know what? Aperol Spritz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not too bad. Coast or mountains?
Mountains.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's really nice. Guys, if you enjoyed the recipe, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao.